Suprabhat. Now, this is a traditional Hindi greeting that simply means good morning. But when it's placed at the very end of this deep philosophical reflection, it accomplishes so much more than just a polite little sign-off. It actively anchors these lofty, abstract thoughts right back into the reality of our daily routine. It beautifully caps off the deep thought by completely recontextualizing a regular, ordinary morning. It essentially turns good morning into a literal invitation to wake up. And I don't mean just getting out of bed and starting your chores. I mean truly waking up to yourself. It's this gentle, everyday reminder that every single sunrise offers a brand new, built-in opportunity to practice this pause. So now that we have completely deconstructed the text and the philosophy behind all this, I want you to look at those chairs under the umbrella again, but with fresh eyes. They really aren't just empty objects in a picture anymore, are they? They're expectant. They serve as a visual meditation. The image is silently telling us that there is a quiet space out there in the world, waiting patiently for us to claim it. It is literally an open invitation from the universe to just sit, stop, and reflect. Trust me, the world will absolutely keep spinning if you take 5 little minutes out of your busy morning to sit in that metaphorical chair, watch the horizon, and just breathe.
As we wrap up today's explainer, I really want to leave you with a thought to carry into the rest of your day. In this incredibly fast-paced, constantly running world, when was the very last time you had a meeting with yourself? And no, I don't mean a moment spent planning out your grocery list or stressing about tomorrow's presentation or mindlessly scrolling through a feed. I mean a true, quiet, intentional meeting with your own mind. If you honestly can't remember the last time you did that, well, maybe tomorrow morning is the perfect time to find your own metaphorical empty chair, look at the sunrise, and just pause. Thank you so much for exploring this with me today, and I'll catch you in the next one.
Welcome back, focus learners. You know the drill, right? The very second that alarm goes off, boom, we are literally sprinting. We're chasing deadlines, we're endlessly scrolling through feeds, battling this never-ending barrage of emails and calendar invites. Honestly, our society kind of runs on perpetual motion. But have you ever stopped to wonder what actually happens to our minds and our perspective when we never ever hit the brakes? Well, today, in this explainer, we're going to deconstruct a surprisingly profound piece of source material that tackles that exact question head-on.
Okay, let's dive into this. Sometimes it is necessary to stop. Just let that sink in for a second. Actually, read it again to yourself. Sometimes it is necessary to stop. Look, in a modern culture that constantly rewards momentum, the one that praises multitasking and completely glorifies the daily grind, this incredibly simple translated phrase is going to act as our philosophical hook today. It's basically a radical permission slip to just halt. It's not telling you to pause so you can meticulously plan your next strategic move, and it definitely doesn't mean you should optimize your downtime so you can be more productive later. No, it is asking you to actually come to a complete, unabashed standstill.
Now, fascinatingly enough, this profound advice comes from a super unexpected place, a digital morning greeting card. Yep, the exact kind your well-meaning relatives love to forward to the family group chat at 6 a.m. But hold on, because beneath the surface of this seemingly simple, everyday image lies a truly profound philosophical core. This isn't just some polite way of saying hello to start your Tuesday. It's actually a powerful micro-lesson in mindfulness and deep self-reflection, completely cleverly disguised as a daily, shareable greeting. Who would have thought, right?
So, the text here? It isn't working alone. The visual elements are doing a massive amount of the heavy lifting to convey this message. Just notice that beautifully tranquil sunrise peeking over the horizon. That universally represents a fresh, completely unhurried and optimistic start. Then look at the water. It's incredibly calm, almost like a sheet of glass. Literally not a single chaotic wave in sight. And finally, perhaps the absolute most important thing for our understanding here, those 2 empty waiting beach lounges right in the foreground. There's this perfect synergy happening between the words and the imagery. These calming, static visual elements serve as compelling visual evidence, backing up the text's central plea for stillness. They aren't just pretty scenery designed to look nice. They are a literal visual embodiment of peace.
Now, what's really interesting about this slide is the why. Like, why do we need to stop? It's one thing to just say, hey, take a break, but the card actually answers this with a super specific purpose in its second line, to understand life again. The whole purpose of this pause isn't just physical recovery to rest your tired muscles, it is a fundamental cognitive recalibration. Think about it like this. When we move way too fast, our perspective naturally blurs. It's exactly like watching the scenery rush by the window of a high-speed train, right? You literally can't make out the details of the trees or the houses. But by stopping, we give our minds this absolutely crucial chance to catch up with our bodies. We get to actually look at our lives, evaluate our choices, and assess our direction with clear, unblurred vision. It allows us to truly comprehend our existence anew.